I bow to all the seekers of truth. When we say we are seeking, we must know that we are a special category of people. People were seeking before also. They were seeking power, money, possessions, affluence, every sort of thing. Still they are not satisfied, those who have got it. And so those who are seeking the truth are the highest of all. In the evolution, they are the ones who are going to jump into that higher state, which is called as self-realization. If you are not seeking, then nobody can force seeking on you. It cannot be done. Even by force, if you take somebody to the beautiful lake of nectar of God's love, and even if you force the person to drink it, it is you who has to enjoy it. And unless and until you have the seeking, you will not have the sensitivity to enjoy that nectar. And truth is what it is. We cannot change it, we cannot organize it, we cannot transform it. It is, it has been, it will be. And what is the truth? The truth is that God loves us, that His divine power of love is all pervading, is everywhere, that this power is active all the time, is the living power of living God, and that this power does all the things that we call as living works of God. A flower is transformed into a fruit by this power. This body we get out of that power. From amoeba to this stage we have come out of that power. The whole world is created out of that power. In everything that power resides and works out, sorts out, coordinates things for everyone. Above all, it is the love of God, is compassion of God. We human beings have not got the comprehension of His love. We try to see Him through our own angles, through our short sight, through our blinkers that we have put. He is the ocean of love. All the oceans put together cannot be compared with that ocean of love, that ocean of forgiveness, and ocean of complete well-being for us. Only thing, we have to jump into it. We have to enter into His kingdom. That is what one has to do. When it is accomplished, then you are just there, you are looked after. That is the domain of God I am talking about. And there, when you enter in as a byproduct, all kinds of well-beings are blessed upon. Just they are bestowed upon. You just get them automatically. But this happening also is not our doing. This also is the doing of God. He has arranged us in this way that you can see in the chart, this is the life tree. What you say, the tree of life as described. And this is the one that is within us already placed. All these centers, which are subtle centers, are expressed outside as gross centers. When this residual force as Kundalini, which people must have explained to you, from that sacred bone of sacrum rises and pierces through all these centers, it enlightens all of them one by one. By that enlightenment only, you get your physical well-being, your mental well-being, your emotional well-being, and ultimately your spiritual well-being. That means you become the spirit. Once you become that absolute, then all relativity drops out. We actually live in a relative world which is false, which is not true. This power has its own telecommunication. It's so tremendous that it is unbelievable that such a power exists around us and we are not aware of it. We are not aware of many things. We are not aware that this Mother Earth is moving with such a tremendous speed. We are standing on top of that and nothing happens to you. We are not aware of the gravity. We are not aware of many things because God is so kind, so gentle, and so thoughtful that He wants us to live happily as human beings. So He doesn't want us to hear some things which are not good for us, for our ears. So He makes the frequency of these things are so sharp that we can't hear with these ears. Some of them He makes them so low that you can't hear. Only what you can hear and enjoy, He makes it there. But we, in our freedom, have done a lot of wrong to ourselves, to each other, to our society, to the whole world. Once we realize this freedom is nothing but is our ego. Our ego which has created this problem for all other people. Then we have also another thing where we get conditioned, which creates the superego. Now in our activity, which is the right side sympathetic nervous system, we accumulate this horrible thing called ego. Because when we act, we think we are doing it. We are in charge. You are not. He is in charge. We are really doing nothing. What are we doing? Like the people asked me, Mother, how can you cure everything so easily? It's simple. How do you make a flower into a fruit? To us, we take it for granted. We are not bothered to find out. But can you do it? It's so difficult. Can you do it? We can't. But if it is God's power, it can do it. So if you also have the God's power flowing in you, which will happen to you as soon as you get your realization, you can do it. Anybody can do it. It's very simple, like any instrument. When it is put to the mains, it starts acting, and then we see that this is an instrument, otherwise it looks like a funny stuff here. It has to be put to the mains. The instrument is ready. But within us, these two things called the ego and superego, as a result of our activity and as a result of our conditioning, are accumulated in our brain. These two are to be sucked in. That's very important. Because when they grow, these two elements, or two, we can say, balloon-like structures, they make a very strong gap filled with calcium. And you become an egg, another becomes an egg, third person becomes an egg. You develop your I-ness. I am this, I am that. All kinds of misidentifications start coming on us. When this is to be sucked, what should we do? That's the question. What are we to do? To raise the Kundalini. As I said, it is a living process and you cannot do any living work. So you just can't do it. It is as simple as that. You yourself can't do it. But somebody who is enlightened, who is a light, can enlighten another light. Because that light is ready, just ready. But you need an enlightened light to enlighten that light. Once that light is enlightened, that light can enlighten another light.